So, greetings. I'm Ashley, and I want to thank Multicultural Kids Blogs for inviting me to share some thoughts on traveling and multiculturalism with kids. So, multiculturalism includes a lot more than just knowing about other cultures. It includes having some skills, experience, and attitudes that help a person really cherish the range of cultures they're likely to encounter. And I think traveling with kids can help. Of course, we start with language. Traveling is about more than learning another language. It's about learning that language matters and about giving our children the experience of wandering around in a world where all the sounds are different. And they become excited about language and about building connections with those who are different. Interacting for a minute, even just please or thank you in another language is exciting. There's a spark of connection that even really young children can feel. And without you, the parent, really having to say anything, travel creates the knowledge in your kids that the one, or if you're lucky, two languages you speak at home is not the only language, and that being connected to new people is thrilling and exciting. Traveling also helps kids develop the habit of open-mindedness. People often ask us how old kids need to be to travel, or how old do kids have to be before they can remember a trip. Remembering the details of a trip is a totally different subject. We read with our kids when they're very young, not so they remember the details of a book, but so that they develop a love of learning. And so we travel with kids when they're really young, not to remember necessarily the details of the trip, but to develop these attitudes that foster multiculturalism, this thrill of connecting to others who are different, open-mindedness. And there's many ways to do things in the world, and the way we do them at home is not necessarily the right way. It's just one way. The way you eat breakfast in your own home, it's not the only way to eat breakfast. There's lots of other ways. Some people eat cereal for breakfast. Some, for example, eat rice. Some people don't pray at all. Some stop to pray in the street. Some have livelihoods you've never even imagined. Architecture, music, style, these are all open to infinite interpretation. And so when we travel with kids, they have to let go of the idea that what we do at home is the only way. And so they gain open-mindedness. And before I go on, I want to point out that travel does not need to involve expensive plane tickets and exotic locations. I mean, that's fun, but there's a lot of cultural opportunities close to home. Here's a photo of a logging show about an hour drive from our home in Seattle. Logging isn't another culture technically, but it's certainly a big part of our Pacific Northwest cultural heritage. And many local kids don't get exposed to this in their daily life. And by exploring the history, kids can develop that same excitement to connect, the same interest in other people who might be different, and this open-minded enthusiasm for other cultures that they would otherwise gain through very distant travel. Religion's another opportunity, sort of the third one I want to talk about, for building multiculturalism through travel. And again, you don't have to have expensive plane tickets to learn about world religions. But a little preparation really does help, especially with religious exposure. It helps kids if they know in advance about the key beliefs of a religion, and also a little about how they can be respectful when visiting religious centers. They'll have more fun and learn more if they know how to behave and what they're seeing, hearing, and experiencing. Just learning and visiting gets kids get a sense that there's lots of sets of beliefs in the world. We wrote a longer post on these ideas at Multicultural Kids Blogs, and so I invite you to read more there. Fourthly, travel teaches kids about the interconnectedness of all people. So here we are in a coffee plantation in Panama, and we're standing literally on coffee beans, and they're going to end up in a cup of coffee somewhere very far away. We're learning about the local people who work so hard to handpick these beans, and about the ecology of the coffee plants. With this experience, kids understand that when they buy a cup of coffee in Seattle, it has an impact on a person or a business or an ecosystem far, far away. That even cultures in a remote mountainous region of Panama are intimately connected to our life back at home. Same could be said of a cup of tea. Here we are sampling tea at a display plantation in Taiwan that we just basically stumbled onto simply because we wanted to take a really fun gondola ride. But the tea or coffee we choose makes a difference. The same could be said about a shirt made in a factory in China, any other item that your kids buy or consume. Someone somewhere made it, and how you spend your money matters. So I'm not suggesting that we need to teach kids about the details of global markets, but simply that our home culture is connected deeply to other cultures around the world. The last subject I want to cover is coming home. A big part of traveling is coming home and seeing yourself in a new light. Understanding how people in other parts of the world might view what you do at home as unusual or strange, and how you are an ambassador of your own culture whenever you travel. When you come home, you can think about what parts of your own culture you want to curate or promote and protect. And what is your home culture exported to the rest of the world? So this is my fifth idea of global citizenship or multiculturalism. It's this self-awareness, this ability to see ourselves as others see us, and this is often developed through travel. So our kids won't be passive tourists in the world to come, and we have to think carefully about the opportunities we have to develop multiculturalism in our kids. Traveling purposely with them around the world or around the block can foster the attitudes, skills, and experiences that are part of being truly multicultural. This thrill of connecting to others who are different, open-mindedness, a respect for differences, understanding of the interconnectedness of all cultures, and self-awareness. So thanks and happy travels.